Welcome inside the Carrier Dome as we are just underway. The Syracuse Orange playing host to the Miami Hurricanes right here on Orange Heat. My name is Giovanni Heater with you tonight, calling the play-by-play. And a good matchup inside the Dome as Miami's going to get the scoring going early. Walker from the free throw line just like that. The starting five for the Orange tonight: Joe Girard at the top running the point, Buddy Boeheim the 2, Alan Griffin 3, Quincy Guerrier the 4, and Marek Dolezaj running that 5 position. Here's the Orange. Guerrier at the top, gives it off to Boeheim, top of the key. Guerrier thought about a 3, now a drive and a spin. A jump hook, and it's off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled down by Walker, and Miami is taking it down the other end of the court. We're just about a minute under play here, and Syracuse wearing the home white jerseys and home white shorts. Miami in all black with green and orange trim. Walker again, three-pointer, top of the key, off the mark, no good, but an offensive rebound on the inside, and that's been the Achilles heel of Syracuse this entire season defensively. And a two-pointer is good on the inside. The floater falls, and it was Walker for the second time tonight. Now Girard taking it up the court for Syracuse, and it's a 4-0 lead for Miami with their first 2 possessions of the ball game. An offensive rebound allows them their first second chance points of the night. But here's Quincy Guerrier, a drive to the inside, and he's able to put one up. It's home. So 4-2 now. Your score inside the Carrier Dome. We're just about 2 minutes underway here between Syracuse and Miami. An ACC matchup for you on this beautiful Tuesday night in January for college basketball as we reach the midpoint in the season just about. Bucket no good. A foul on the floor here, and the foul is going to go against Anthony Walker, 6'9" forward, 210-pounder, a sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. Played at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire, which is where Buddy Boeheim played, as well as Kadary Richmond. So an interesting connection there with Brewster Academy between Anthony Walker, Buddy Boeheim, Kadary Richmond. So just something to look out for. 18:02 left on the clock. Miami leads it 4-2 over Syracuse. Miami coming into this game 6-6 on the season, 2-5 in conference play as Alan Griffin gets his shot blocked and a rebound here. Miami going in transition the other way. Three-pointer from the corner, off the mark, no good. Guerrier pulls down the rebound and Girard taking it up the floor. Syracuse coming in 7-4 on the year, 1-3 in conference play. Both these teams have struggled down the stretch here in ACC play, but looking to right the ship here tonight with a victory. It means a lot, a win here tonight, whether it be Syracuse or Miami. This is a necessary win for both squads. Alan Griffin with it on the left wing. Guerrier came to set a screen. Griffin pulls up deep 3, and he missed everything. Out of bounds, it sails, and Alan Griffin couldn't hit. 4-2 remains the score. 17 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. Mr. Jim Boeheim doesn't look too pleased with the Illinois transfer. Running the point at the top for Miami is Harlan Beverly, a 6'5", 185-pound sophomore guard. And Beverly with the drive to the inside. Try to get the floater to go from the ACC logo, but there's some more second chance points for the Hurricanes. Nyzir Brooks, a 7-foot, 240-pound center on the inside, pulls down the offensive rebound, slams it home. Alan Griffin airballed the 3 again. Dolezaj couldn't dive after it. The struggles are apparent for Syracuse early, both offensively and defensively. And Alan Griffin has airballed 2 3-pointers in a row on back-to-back offensive possessions. Miami leads at 6-2 over the Orange. 16:37 left to go here on the clock. Miami controlling it at the top. 3-pointer here, top of the key, off the mark. The one putting the shot up that time was Harlan Beverly once again, and it's Alan Griffin who pulls it down. Guerrier tries to lob it to the inside to Marek Dolezaj, and that one is closed in on and taken away by Isaiah Wong, who's the leading scorer of this Miami squad, matter of fact. Wong coming into this ball game having himself a terrific season up to this point. Averages 17.6 points a game, and that's going to be Walker fouled on the interior. Miami's going to have a chance at 2 free throws. Walker, just a nice drive here and tries to go up over Dolezaj. It'll be Marek Dolezaj's first foul of the night. And Miami trying to make this an 8-2 ball game. Anthony Walker, first free throw is good. He averages 7.1 points a game. And he so far tonight is 1-for-1 from the charity stripe, scores 7-2, 16:03 left in the first half of action, and it's been all Miami early. Walker's second free throw off the mark, so 7-2 it will remain. Alan Griffin the rebound. Gerard controlling the point for Syracuse. Dolezaj top of the key. Gerard comes back to the ball, pump fake, almost popped a three, decided not to. Gives it up to Buddy on the left side. Boeheim a drive, pulls it back, step back three-pointer. Buddy Boeheim off the back rim and out, and a rebound on the interior by the big man again, Nyzir Brooks. And here come the Hurricanes. Syracuse can't get the lid off the bucket early. Miami capitalizing on the mistakes. And I'm going to talk about it during the next timeout, but rebounding has been Syracuse's biggest struggle by far this season. Jumper from the left side and connecting is Anthony Walker. 9-2 the score now inside the dome. The Hurricanes really starting to take over this game just about 5 minutes into the first half here. Alan Griffin at the top. Buddy Boeheim on the left side. Dolezaj comes up to the ball to get it. Left wing. Back to Boeheim. A screen from Dolezaj. A drive Boeheim. Boeheim kissing one off the glass, off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound inside by Anthony Walker. And Syracuse remains scoreless for the last couple of minutes here. Alan Griffin tried to reach out for a steal there, but instead it is the Hurricanes controlling it at the top. Harlan Beverly running the point right now for Miami, and he has a pump fake and a drive. Thought about putting one up, a spin. Now a three-pointer from the left side doesn't matter. They're going to say that Beverly walked with it, and Jim Boeheim wants a timeout. So 14:36 left on the clock. Miami leads it 9-2 over Syracuse, and it's all but Syracuse in this one. Miami, big lead, 9-2. So Syracuse right now, the struggles have been real, and it really looks like the rebounding could be a problem again tonight. You have a big man in there, Nyzir Brooks, a 7-foot, 240-pound center. Are you kidding me? A redshirt senior with a lot of experience out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And quite simply, Syracuse doesn't have somebody that can play with that, right? Barama Sidibe out with injury, got injured 4 minutes into the season opener against Bryant. Syracuse hasn't had him since. It was a torn meniscus. Boeheim thought he could go a couple of times in his return about a month later and just still has not hit the floor. Still lingering that injury, whether he re-injured it. They don't release a lot. But nonetheless, he can't go. And Boeheim will be the first to tell you that he can't go. And Syracuse is left without a center. Crazy thing is they have three centers sitting on the bench in Jesse Edwards, Frank Anselm, and John Bolajak. But, you can't develop those guys yet. They're not there physically. They didn't have that normal offseason to develop within the program. They were left to do a lot of stuff on their own, and they're not at that level yet to be playing. Jesse Edwards makes appearances once in a very, very great while for a minute or two when Dolezaj needs a break or he's close to fouling out. But Dolezaj is really left on an island to play that five. And quite frankly, he's not a center. He's a forward, and he's a very good forward, but he's not a center. You can't expect a guy that's about 6'9", 6'10", and maybe 200 pounds to go up against a guy that's 7 foot, 240. He's been doing the best he can. He's still very active offensively. He does a lot defensively, but at the end of the day, Syracuse struggles to rebound. The leading rebounder right now is Quincy Guerrier, and he's a double-double machine. He's been the core of this Syracuse team. Definitely the most consistent player on this Syracuse squad. I want to look at some of the rebound totals before they come back from break here inside the dome. Syracuse has been out-rebounded in every single loss this year by a large margin. You go all the way back to Rutgers. Syracuse was out-rebounded on the road in Piscataway, New Jersey against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, 42-26. Against Pittsburgh, the first time around inside the dome where Pittsburgh claws their way back and beats Syracuse. Pittsburgh takes down the Orange, 49-33 in the rebounding category by a huge margin. Syracuse beats Georgetown, but they still get out-rebounded by 6. 38-32. North Carolina, a loss last week in Chapel Hill. Syracuse was out rebounded 48-31. And against Pittsburgh, a 20-point loss, by far the worst for Syracuse. They led at halftime, but the second half was all the Panthers. They out rebounded the Orange 47-35. And that's been the Achilles here of Syracuse so far this year. But we're back to basketball inside the dome. Guerrier, a drive on the left side. He spins, and he gives it off. Girard, deep three from the right wing, and it rattles around. No good. Rebound for Walker, and here come the Miami Hurricanes. Once again, the Orange continue to not be able to find the bottom of the net. Some new faces in here for the Miami Hurricanes, and the one that jumps out is Elijah Olenali at the top of the key, and a drive by Walker. He's fouled on the interior, and that one's going to go against Marek Dolezaj. 13:57 left to go in the game. Miami's going to have 11 seconds on the shot clock, and it's a 9-2 lead for the Hurricanes. No shooting foul. It was a foul on the floor. But with 13:57 left, Syracuse only has 2 points here. And Jesse Edwards is going to check into the game right now for Syracuse. It looks like Alan Griffin is taken out. Nope. Rather, it's going to be Marek Dolezaj taking a seat because he has 2 early fouls. 3-pointer from the top off the key. Olenile couldn't hit, and it's a 9-2 lead. It will remain. Alan Griffin, 3-pointer, right wing, and it rattled around. No good. Syracuse can't find the lid off of that bucket. Still 9-2, 13.5 to go. Pass to the inside, and a big shot contested by Jesse Edwards, but it didn't matter. Anthony Walker, the 6'9", 210-pound sophomore forward, gets it to go. The lead now 11-2 for the Hurricanes. Boeheim in the middle of the court on the ACC logo. Step back, fade away. Look at that. Looked like Dirk Nowitzki, but off the front rim and out. Still 11-2 the score. Syracuse unable to convert. And here's Miami. And a foul on the floor. It will go against the Hurricanes. The guilty man will be the big man center, Nazir Brooks, on the inside. Looks like Walker might check out of the game here. Boeheim does not look pleased for Syracuse. And this would not be a good loss for the Orange. It wouldn't be a good loss for Miami either, but it would look real bad if you're Syracuse. As far as the net rankings go, Miami is a tier 3 team, or a quad 3 team, I should say. This would be probably the worst loss for Syracuse this year. I'd say maybe Pittsburgh, but this would be the worst if they were to lose it. And here's Girard shutting my mouth with a pump fake and a drive and kissing one off the window. A nice floater from about 10 feet out. 11-4 now your score. Just under 13 minutes to go, and the Hurricanes turned it over. Kadari Richmond up the court. Guerrier with the steal. Richmond a drive to the inside. Off the window and good. So 2 back-to-back buckets for Syracuse. First it was Girard. Now it's Kadari Richmond, the freshman. 11-6 your score. 12.5 minutes to go. And here's the Orange with another steal. It's the freshman Kadari Richmond. And he's going to slow things down off to Girard on the left side. Girard a drive, and he's going to kick it back out. Pump fake. What a pretty fake by Joe Girard. Puts the jumper up. 11-8 the score. Syracuse with 6 unanswered points. 12-12 left to go. That was a nice swing for the Orange. Back-to-back steals. And just like that, we have ourselves a 3-point ball game inside the dome. That's how quickly the Orange can score. And they play really good defense. It comes down to rebounding is where the problem is for Syracuse. Here's Miami up at the top. Isaiah Wong lets a deep 3 fly. Off the rim, no good. Guerrier the rebound. Not a single black jersey in sight for the Hurricanes. Guerrier had no trouble with it. Richmond at the top. A spin. A dish. Right wing 3. Alan Griffin hits. And we have ourselves a tie ball game. 11-all, 11:35 left to go in the first half here in the Dome. And Syracuse with a chunk of unanswered points. 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Clock continues to wind as we're 11.5 to go. 3-pointer for Miami. Off the mark on the left side. Jesse Edwards pulls down the rebound. Cameron McGusty couldn't get it to fall for the Hurricanes. Girard a dish to the inside. Edwards is there, but he gets that one taken away, and the momentum falls away from the Orange as well. Unable to control the ball here is Isaiah Wong, but he ends up securing it, and the ball continues to stay on the ground. Both Syracuse and Miami diving for it. Alan Griffin was there, Timberlake was there, and it looks like we will have ourselves a jump ball. But first, it's a TV timeout, and we'll continue to talk Orange basketball right here on Orange Heat. We'll address some of your questions here. I see some great questions here in the comment section. Thoughts on quad 3 loss? Does that take us out of the tournament? I mean, as of right now, Syracuse doesn't look like an NCAA tournament team if they can't rebound the basketball. and they don't have a good win, so to speak, really. Had some opportunities to do so. North Carolina on the road would have been decent. Beating Rutgers would have been very good. But really their best win here would be Georgetown, and that's not a good win, and it was by a small margin, right? Maybe Buffalo could be their best win as well. As of right now, I don't believe Syracuse is an NCAA tournament team. If the NCAA tournament started today, they need to get some wins. Opportunities lie ahead. Still have to play Clemson. Playing Virginia Tech on Saturday inside the Dome. They're ranked number 16 in the country. I'll be on the call for that one. That one's a little interesting because my top two schools right now are Syracuse and Virginia Tech, as well as Arizona State in my top three. But definitely interesting. A little bit of bias there, back and forth between Virginia Tech and Syracuse once that game takes place on Saturday. But then the Orange play Virginia, a top 25 team after that on, I believe, Tuesday. And then the Orange also have to play Clemson still, have to play Florida State, have to play Louisville, have to play Duke. They really haven't played the good ACC teams yet, besides Pitt beat them twice. North Carolina beat them. North Carolina, the struggles have been real for North Carolina this year. Syracuse was in that game, got away from them at the end. Guerrier fouls out, really changes the landscape of the last couple of minutes. But as of right now, Syracuse needs to win some big games in order to be a tournament team. Who should be the starters going forward? Kaderi, Girard just had a good bucket, and he continues to do that sometimes. Do I think his shot selection is where I would like it to be? No, I think he has poor shot selection sometimes, but at the end of the day, he has more experience than Kaderi, and I believe he offers more offensively than Kaderi. Kaderi's a better defender. Kaderi pushes the tempo of the fast break, which is huge, but Kaderi doesn't have a jump shot. He really doesn't. I mean, he misses almost every jump shot he takes. He's about 20% from field goal percentage when shooting a jump shot. I don't like that about Kaderi, but again, at the top of the zone, fantastic defensively. He's very, very good, but he doesn't offer what Joe does on the offensive side, and that's my one fear with that. We'll see. Kaderi brings a different element. Yeah, he brings an energy to the team for sure, and he brings a lot defensively, and he can rebound. He's long, a 6'5" guard with a wingspan of a power forward, if we're being quite honest. Girard doesn't have that, but again, I don't think he has that offensive presence, and I think Girard does. Girard can get buckets. Does he always get buckets? No, but he's shown he can do it. Kaderi hasn't really shown that he can be a guy that can just go to the rack and get a bucket. Will he develop into one? Sure. I think next year, same growth you see out of Guerrier, Kaderi Richmond will be a fantastic offensive scorer. Reminds me a lot of Tyus Battle, but the potential to be even better. Back to basketball we go. Syracuse started with only 2 points. They were 1 for 10 from the field, and since then, they have 9 points, and they're 4 for 4. Perfect from the field. Richmond running the point now for Syracuse. Guerrier drive to the inside, dishes it off. Jesse Edwards. Second time Edwards has lost control of the ball tonight. His second turnover on back-to-back possessions, and here comes Miami going the other way. Running the point now is Isaiah Wong at the top. And again, some new faces in here for the Miami Hurricanes, notably Matt Cross in at the forward spot, as well as Cameron McGusty. McGusty on the left wing, a spin move and a dish back to the top. Wong top of the key, pump fake, drive, two-pointer to go, and he's able to draw the foul against Joe Girard. Really just going up for the jump shot. Silly by Girard, but you got to credit Isaiah Wong for pulling him in and pushing his body into Girard a little bit. An unnecessary foul. Nonetheless, it's going to be 2 shots from the charity stripe for the leading scorer, Isaiah Wong. He's averaging 16.5 a game, as well as 5.9 rebounds a game, which is significant considering he's a point guard. Those are pretty good rebounding stats for a point guard. First free throw for Wong is up and good. 10:16 left to go here inside the Dome. 30 seconds on the Syracuse shot clock. Wong, second one off the mark. No good. Jesse Edwards a rebound, and it'll be a 12-11 lead for Miami as we approach 10 minutes left in the first half of action. Richmond over to Guerrier on the right side. Guerrier tightly contested by Wong. Up to Girard, top of the key. Girard has McGusty in his face. Now over to Wong, a switch defensively. Left side, Alan Griffin thought about a three, a pump fake, tried to drive, and all over that was McGusty. Miami really doing a good job with these switches. Late in the shot clock, Joe Girard just has to chuck one up, and he hits. 14-12, Syracuse takes their first lead of the night, and it's by a margin of 2, 9.5 minutes left to play here, and Miami looking to respond. Edwards pokes it away for the moment. Cross is able to control it. Edwards on the inside, a drive, a dish, and a bucket. Earl Timberlake, a 6'6", 215-pound freshman guard out of Washington, D.C., gets that one to go. 14 all inside the dome, and it's been a low-scoring but entertaining first half. Alan Griffin three-pointer off the back rim and out. Edwards can't be there for the rebound, and a foul on the floor against Jesse Edwards. Dang Gok is the first one to get their rebound in the ball for the Hurricanes, and it looks like he is soaking a foul for Miami. No bonus. Dang Gok, a 6'11 forward, 220 pounds, a redshirt junior out of Sydney, Australia. And that's what Miami has over Syracuse, a huge, and I mean huge, height advantage. That's what the Orange have struggled against the entire year. And this is arguably the tallest team that Syracuse has played against. They don't have necessarily the same kind of muscle that like North Carolina did down low. Kadary Richmond a steal. That's what he does best. The freshman streaking out for that one. Richmond a drive to the inside. He gets his shot blocked, but he will be heading to the free throw line. Kadary Richmond getting another takeaway in this game. He's so good at forcing turnovers, and I talked about how much his wingspan comes into play at the top of the zone. You saw it again there as he intercepted a pass from Timberlake and a chance to take the lead at the free throw line. 14 all inside the dome. 8:42 left to go here in the first half. Richmond's first free throw is off the back rim, bounced away, no good. Guerrier is going to come out of the game. Dolajai will sub in for him. Wong will also sub out for Miami. Richmond's second free throw is up and good. So Syracuse, a 15-14 slight lead here over Miami. 8:41 left on the clock, and that continues to wind down here. Syracuse looking for a stop defensively with that 2-3 zone. Miami trying to take the lead here as we approach the 8.5-minute mark left in the first half of action. Back and forth we go. Deep three here for the Hurricanes. Off the mark. Rebound, Joe Girard. Wasn't going to give up an offensive rebound that time. Matt Cross couldn't hit, and here comes Syracuse. A dish to Boeheim. Boeheim drives on the right side. Kick out Richmond. Richmond a deep three, and that one off the back rim. No good. Foul on the floor. It's against Miami down low, and it's against Cameron McGusty. Dolajai is the one to soak it. Again, Richmond, he just doesn't have that jump shot. That one was wide open. Looked a little indecisive with it. Decides to pull up. Defense far from closing out, really, and just unable to hit. And actually, they're going to say the foul was against Merrick Dolajai on the inside, despite him being the one to hit the deck. So 17-14 is the lead for Syracuse, and Dolajai is the man to be charged with the foul. Miami running it at the top. Left side cross. Cross thought about a three. Dish to the inside. McGusty on the right. They're really swinging the ball well here. Cross the three from the left corner off the rim. A great rebound by Kadary Richmond, who decides to push the tempo here a little bit. Girard, deep three, right wing, connects. Joe Girard from Glens Falls. 20-14 the lead for Syracuse, their biggest of the night. And now the offense is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here for the men in white and orange. 7:06 left to go here in the first half. Under 20 seconds in the shot clock for Miami. Steal on the inside. Jesse Edwards jumps up for it. He's been playing good ball since coming into the game. Boeheim on the left wing. Up to Girard, top of the key. Girard, a drive, a spin. Up to Richmond at the top. A screen by Dolajai. Kadary forced a pass inside to Dolajai, and it was taken away. Here comes Miami. But a pass goes wildly out of bounds by Harlan Beverly as he hits the deck. No foul called on the floor. Syracuse will have the possession, and it's a timeout called on the floor. But how about Jesse Edwards? A dunk on the inside. And I was mistaken about that. Thought there was a foul before the dunk, but the dunk goes on the scoreboard nonetheless. Just a few minutes ago, I thought the foul was on Dolezaj. I was mistaken. So nonetheless, Dolezaj only with 2 fouls and Jesse Edwards with a bucket and a big one. Go ahead and feel free to leave any questions in the comment section down below. Love to address anything Syracuse basketball, but for the time being, we'll take a quick 30-second break. It's Syracuse in Miami. The Orange lead it by a slow margin here as we begin to close out the second half. 30 seconds, we'll be right back. Welcome back here on Orange Heat. Giovanni Heater with you as always. And go ahead and go to accessoryspot.com and pick up your very own Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt. That's XESSORYSPOT.com. Accessoryspot.com. Again, everything you guys do certainly helps support everything we do with the broadcast here. Everything continues to upgrade. We continue to grow both in viewership and what we're doing content-wise. So thank you guys, as always, for the support. And head over to accessoryspot.com and pick up your very own Orange Heat t-shirt. Syracuse and Miami kind of going back and forth. Miami started out strong. The Orange couldn't find the lid off of the rim early, but then they went on a 9-0 run, and now they have a lead by a couple of possessions against the Hurricanes. So it's been a back and forth kind of ball game here, and certainly exciting to say the least as the commercial break continues here. And I went back to the rebounding categories against Syracuse and who they've played. And the unfavorable matchups for the Orange have been big guys down low. And that's why teams, when Syracuse gets a lead, have been able to crawl back into ball games. You saw it with Pittsburgh. Syracuse led that game by 18 points near the end of the first half. Pittsburgh comes back, beats Syracuse in the final minutes. You saw it the second time against Pittsburgh when Syracuse led at halftime, and then Pittsburgh dominates the second half, mostly with points in the paint and second chance buckets, out-rebounding Syracuse in both contests by huge margins, 49-33 and 47-35, almost identical. Pretty much almost identical. Both go-arounds with Pittsburgh. You saw it again with North Carolina. North Carolina had 2 big guys down low that are just bucket getters. I mean, last year they were 2 of the best in the ACC, and they played that way against Syracuse the other night, despite some of their other struggles throughout the season. It's just tough to watch when the Orange don't have a true center in there, and you have to feel for Marek Dolezaj playing at the 5 when he's really a 3 or a 4 kind of guy position-wise. Nonetheless, the Orange holding on to a 6-point lead over Miami as we're back to basketball, 6.5 minutes to go. 20-14 is your score. The Orange are on an 18-3 run in the last 7.5 minutes. Girard top of the key. Give off to Boeheim on the left side. Tight defense. Jesse Edwards sets a screen. Dish to Edwards on the inside. He's able to draw some contact, put up a bucket, and a great play out of Jesse Edwards that time. The run now for Syracuse, 20-3, 22-14 is your score. 6 minutes left in the ball game, and Jesse Edwards is playing his best basketball in 2020-2021 so far. This is the best we've seen the kid play. Now Miami trying to look for a response. They've only had 1 so far to Syracuse since they've gone on this run, and that's why the Orange have an 8-point lead. Richmond tried to streak out for another steal. It'll be a deep 3-pointer that's tipped away by Kaderi Richmond. Isaiah Wong put the shot up. Girard deep 3, and he hits. Joe Girard is hot right now inside the dome, and you have to think if there were fans, the roof would have just blown off this place. Syracuse, 23-3 run, 25-14 is the score, 5:17 left to go, and a foul on the inside against Jesse Edwards to suck a little bit of the momentum away. But how about Joe Girard? The confidence in his shot to just pull up from past the logo That's 35 plus feet away from the rim, and Joe Girard had the confidence to put it up and strike. That's what he did best in high school. Some people doubted early on in this year, but the fact of the matter is, Joe Girard has come up and hit some big shots. Do I agree with his shot selection all the time? No, and that was one of those ones, right, where you love him if he makes it and you hate him if he misses, because that was 2 seconds into the shot clock. That's a really deep three fly, but again, just a guy that was feeling it, put it up, he hits. You love him for it. At the free throw line, it was Anthony Walker who converts from the charity stripe. Scoreboard should change here. Right now it remains 25-14, but he hit a free throw, so we'll see it change in just a second. Buddy Boeheim at the top, pass to the inside to Gary Richmond. He's able to get it away to Guerrier. Now back to Richmond, and they will say that he stepped his heel on the back baseline, and it'll be a turnover for the freshman. 5:16 left to go. Scoreboard still hasn't changed, so I must be missing something. Again, don't have the volume on. Can't hear what the refs are saying. 25-14 remains the score at the moment. 5:16 left to go. Richmond with his third turnover of the game, but he's been sensational defensively. The referees talking with the officials on the sideline, and they very well could be talking about the scoreboard here. They're also giving an official review, wondering if it's about Richmond's heel stepping on the line. It is, so we'll take a look. And, it looked like he got the pass off in plenty of time before his foot goes out of bounds. Ball's way out, getting the pass to Guerrier. The ref ended up blowing the whistle, but this review is going to be overturned. So it will be Syracuse basketball, no doubt in my mind. His foot does go out of bounds. He kind of jumps, passes to Guerrier. And I mean, we've watched some closer football replays over the weekend. Foot definitely doesn't touch before the ball's well out of his hands. This will be reversed. Syracuse will have this possession, and a good play out of Gary Richmond to get the ball away when he was in a little bit of trouble to Quincy Guerrier on the inside. Guerrier has been a little bit quiet so far tonight, but you only have to expect him to heat up. A double-double machine for Syracuse, and he's really been the saving grace. He's been that consistent piece of this team throughout the year. But how about the buckets out of Jesse Edwards? In only 9 minutes, he has 4 points and 4 rebounds. And it might not look a lot on the stat sheet, but to put it quite abruptly, we haven't seen him do that ever in a Syracuse jersey. And just besides the stats, just looks like he belongs for the first time, I would say. Struggled early, gave away 2 turnovers, just couldn't handle the ball down low in the paint. But since then has responded, and in only 9 minutes, he's got 4 points and 4 rebounds. Best we've seen him play. He looks like he is confident out there, and again, looks like he belongs. And I guess I don't know what they're seeing, but it is Miami ball. The replay that was shown, Richmond absolutely gets it out of his hands before his foot hits the ground. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Again, they put the 2 points on that I was expecting them to, so it is 25-16 with the 2 free throws. 4:44 left to go. Here's Miami with the possession. And it looks like there's a foul on the floor. The referee's going back to the sideline to talk about something once again. So certainly some confusion here inside the dome. Now it looks like there's a clock issue. And it seems as though the scoreboard operators inside the newly renovated Carrier Dome have to get with it because they forgot to put 2 points on the scoreboard, and now there's a clock issue as well. So this just gives Jim Larinaga and Jim Boeheim the opportunity to converse with their teams along the sideline. And interesting to point out, I've always thought this, Jim Larinaga and Jim Boeheim could be twins and brothers, really. I mean, they look almost identical, and they're both named Jim. So definitely funny. They're looking at it again, and I'm not hearing the broadcasters right now, but you have to think they're wondering what is with this call. I mean, the ball is very much so clearly out of his hands before he steps out of bounds, and they're talking with the review officials again. I don't know how you could review it once, then do it again, especially because Miami has already played for a handful of seconds, but the official review continues once more. I don't know if they're looking at a foul. They continue to zoom in on that foot, though, going out of bounds. So I've really never seen this. I've never seen back-to-back reviews on the same play. Like, it seems like you come to a consensus once and that's it. It didn't seem to be the right consensus, but nonetheless, there was a consensus made, and now they review it again. So again, I've never seen that. I don't know how you'd have to add time to the clock, it seems. I mean, you're just giving Syracuse an extra possession, essentially. It's not like you're looking at a flagrant foul or anything majorly game-changing, but Syracuse has shown cardiac use in full effect this season. Every possession counts, no matter what time of the game it is, even with 4:58 left to go in the first half. And how you close a half is very important, too. Syracuse right now with a 9-point lead. 25-16 is your score, in case you forgot. 12 seconds left here on the shot clock for Miami. And again, they go with the original call. There's also 12 seconds left on the shot clock. So that was what they were adjusting, maybe? Could be. They were evaluating when his foot supposedly touched compared to what the clock should have been. But his foot was not out of bounds before he released that ball. I mean, it's like literally a second apart, like real time. Like, it is very, very clear. So I still don't understand what the issue is, but that's the difficulties you get calling a game from home instead of inside the dome, right? Love to be there. 25-16 is the lead for Syracuse. And finally, after a 10-minute hiatus almost, we're back to basketball. Just under 5 minutes left. Syracuse, if you forgot, is on a 23-5 run. Deep three here for Wong, off the mark. Kadary Richmond the rebound, and here comes Syracuse. Edwards a screen. Richmond at the top of the key. Girard comes back to get the ball. Girard sets another screen, gives it off to Boeheim. Boeheim lets a jumper go from the left elbow, and it rolls home. 27-16 is the large lead for Syracuse. Jim Larinaga wants a timeout on the sideline. Syracuse with a 27-16, 11-point margin. 4:27 left on the clock, and just when you thought Larinaga might have had plenty of time to talk to his team during that hiatus, he wants to look things over once more and just halt Syracuse's momentum a little bit. But they picked up right where they left off, and Buddy Boeheim hit a dagger from the left elbow. It was a highly contested shot, and Boeheim had all the confidence in the world to go up and connect. Looking at some comments, Kadary needs to start. His defense output offsets and exceeds the need for offense. I can agree that he's really, really good defensively, but Girard look what Girard's doing tonight. Girard has played fantastic basketball and hasn't made a mistake yet. Really, he hasn't. And Kadary's made plenty offensively. Kadary's turned the ball over 3 times now. Argument can be made both ways. I'm a believer in ideals of both, but Girard has that ACC experience. I don't know if Kadary's there offensively yet, and I'm not sure that his defensive output offsets what we need on offense. He's a good rebounder, and I will say that, and Girard struggles to rebound mostly because of his height. It's not a hustle thing. It's a height thing for Girard. I mean, Girard, very small for the guard position. Kadary's 6'5", very big for the guard position, not to mention his big wingspan. We'll look at another one. Game changed when Kadary came in. I mean, the game did change, and Kadary did get a couple of big takeaways for Syracuse that shifted the momentum, no doubt, but Girard's still out there, and Girard's the one hitting the buckets. So I guess my question to you would be, is there a way they can both start? Probably not. Unless you're taking Allen out of the game, which Allen has been the leading scorer at times throughout the season. I mean, he's a little inconsistent, but he's still a very, very good basketball player. That's the good problem to have this year, is you have depth. And there's talent on this team. And man, what this team could be if they had a true center, especially if Brahma Sidibe was playing the way that he ended last season on that 10-game stretch, just about the final month. I mean, he was lights out. I mean, leaps and bounds better than he started the year. And if he was able to carry that over, this team's arguably one of the best in the ACC. And I really mean that, because the only part that they're struggling in is rebounding the ball. And they're still almost winning these games. And I feel like the game wouldn't even be as close with a true center in there, because Syracuse has that ability to score as well as length in the zone. So it's just tough. It's tough to have Barama go down. It's tough that they can't develop a center. Jesse Edwards is stepping up big tonight, and it's a big part of why Syracuse has a large lead. He's been rebounding. He's been playing defense down low, and he has some points in the paint for the Orange. So, again, if ifs and buts, you could say it all day, right? Hindsight's 2020. At the end of the year, we look back. Sure, you could say that it would have been a better picture with Barama Sidibe. Again, the Orange started 2 points, 1 for 10 from the field. They were absolutely dry. Now 25 points, and they're 10 for 12 from the field since that hiatus. The Orange with a large lead, 27-16, 4:15 left to go on the clock. Miami dealing with 15 seconds in the shot clock. Drive to the inside and a big dunk for Nysier Brooks. And they're going to have to look to him down the stretch of this game and to close out the half to small in this gap a little bit, because Nysier Brooks is plain and simple bigger than anybody Syracuse has down low, both weight and height, and he can be a dominant force, and they have to continue to give him the basketball. Look to him to have a huge game for Miami throughout the stretch. Here's the Orange. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Gary, a deep three contested with a hand in his face off the front rim and out. Isaiah Wong pulls down the rebound, and now here comes Miami. Syracuse finally unable to score for the first time in a long time. Fadeaway jump shot here for Anthony Walker. It's off the mark, but Brooks with a rebound offensively on the inside. He's able to get the ball away after the zone swarmed in on him. A drive and a foul on the floor. And it goes against Quincy Guerrier. McGusty will head to the bench for Miami. Elijah O'Neal was the guilty man. They reversed the foul. One referee said one way, one said the other way, and it actually goes against O'Neal, and Gary is the one who soaks it. So now Syracuse with the possession back with a 9-point lead. Richmond a floater off the front rim. Syracuse trying to get that rebound. Richmond gets his own. Off to Guerrier, who slams that dunk all the way down to the ground. 29-18 is the lead for the Orange by 11. 2:52 left to go. Richmond got his own rebound, got it off to one of the best players in the ACC, certainly the most improved, and it's Quincy Guerrier who got the dunk. Richmond's playing good tonight. Guerrier finally asserting himself into the ball game. Gerard's playing good. Boeheim's got a couple. Jesse Edwards is stepping up, and that's why Syracuse leads this thing by 11. Wong back in the game now for Miami. A drive and a dish and a travel. This time it goes against Nysier Brooks on the interior, and they've been targeting him the last couple of possessions. They're giving him the basketball. I said that's what they're going to have to do because they're not the strongest team shooting the ball. It's shown tonight. They're struggling to shoot the ball. But if they can go up against Syracuse down low, Syracuse doesn't have a response for that. Not a guy that's 240, 7 foot. Plain and simple, especially with the experience of a redshirt senior. Richmond nearly turns it over trying to get it to Guerrier. Guerrier, a spin, a finesse move, and a kiss off the window. Quincy Guerrier is alive and well inside the dome tonight. 31-18 is the lead for Syracuse. Both teams tied at 10 for points in the paint. 2:12 left to go on the clock as the Orange are ending off the first half hot. Anthony Walker at the top of the key gives it off to Isaiah Wong. The Canes sharing the ball well. A slice to the inside. Guerrier deflects it away. Had to duck away from that pass. And able to pull it up was O'Neal, and he puts a bucket up. So a crazy series of events on that play from Miami. Gerard lets a floater go, and he gets fouled. Able to draw the contact from Isaiah Wong. Buckets off the mark, but he'll shoot 2 from the charity stripe and try and extend this back to a 13-point lead over the Canes. 1:45 on the clock. O'Neal with a crazy, just able to get it up. It was a dagger from Isaiah Wong, just flinging that ball inside, trying to get it to Brooks. Guerrier was there, ducks away from it, puts a hand up, and the Canes end up with a bucket by no fault of Guerrier. Gerard's first free throw is good. 32-20 is the lead. Second one is money. Nothing but net. Last year, he led the country, number 1 in the country in free throw shooting at one point during the season, and he's pretty darn consistent from the charity stripe. 33-20 is the lead for Syracuse. 1:36 left to go on the clock, and it's all Orange on Jim Boeheim's court right now. Floater is up and connecting. That time was Earl Timberlake. He's been quiet tonight, but the 6'6" guard has his second bucket, a freshman out of Washington, D.C., and that was a big one. Kind of halts a run again for Syracuse. Miami just staying in there a little bit, 1:15 to go. Gary on the inside, up to Kadary Richmond. Richmond now a drive from the top of the key. He gets his jumper swatted away. A big play by Elijah Olaniil. And here come the Canes, nearly turning it over, but tipped away off the fingertips of Kadary Richmond and out of bounds. Isaiah Wong with a gutsy pass trying to get it to Timberlake. It'll remain possession to the Canes. 1:02 left on the clock. 33-22 is the lead for Syracuse. And for the first time in a bit, Alan Griffin checking into the game. Coming out off the floor is Kadary Richmond. And we're inside a minute now. 33-22 is the lead for Syracuse. Wong at the top. Syracuse with that 2-3 zone has been pretty lights out here down the stretch of the second half, holding Miami to only 22. Trying to go up for a bucket that time was Earl Timberlake, but Jesse Edwards swatted it away. Boeheim on the right wing, thought about a three, decides to pull up with a hand in his face. Buddy Boeheim, how about it? Unbelievable out of Buddy Boeheim. He hit that one with the hand of Anthony Walker right in his grill. 36-22 is the lead for the Orange. 19 seconds left in the first half. And what a run by Syracuse to close this thing out. Complacent no more are the Orange. An offensive explosion. Boeheim reaches out to try and poke it away from Earl Timberlake and ends up with a foul. Didn't need it. 9 seconds left in the game, or the first half rather, and Boeheim smiling, his dad smiling as well, but just saying, you don't need it. I mean, it would have been great for him to poke that away. It would have been a fast break nonetheless. Three-pointer is off the mark here from the top. Rebound on the inside for Brooks. Second try is blocked away by Alan Griffin. The Canes try one more, and that will do it. Shots off the mark, and heading into the locker room, the Orange lead over Miami is 36-22. And Jesse Edwards has been lights out down low for the Orange. Finally, you're seeing production from a true center in the year of 2020-2021 for this Syracuse basketball squad. It's a rare sight. Not that Dolezaj's played bad. He hasn't. But he's just simply not as big as these guys. Edwards has put on a little bit of muscle. Boeheim's talked about them really trying to develop him in practice. And I'm going to give Edwards a lot of credit because he's inside battling against a guy that stands at 7 foot, 240 pounds in Nazir Brooks. Now, right now, Jesse Edwards is currently listed as... Just trying to pull it up here, what Jesse Edwards is currently listed. Jesse Edwards, a sophomore in his sophomore season out of the Netherlands, listed at 6'11", 215. He's going against a guy that's 240 with an extra inch on him. That makes a world of a difference, but right now Jesse Edwards is battling on the interior for Syracuse. We have ourselves one great ball game on Jim Boeheim's court inside the Dome. If you're a Syracuse fan, if you're a Miami fan, not so much. Want to take a look at the box score here before I turn you loose for a quick break at the halftime intermission. Don't worry, we'll be right back in the second half, but let's take a look at just some of the numbers here. First, on the Miami side of the ball, Anthony Walker leads the way with 11 points, 3 rebounds, a steal, and a block. 4 for 7 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Miami has not hit a three-pointer yet today. They're 0 for 11 shooting the 3, 9 for 26 from the field. The struggles have been real for the Hurricanes ever since really the 4-minute mark into the first half when they led by 9-2. Ever since then, Syracuse has really taken this thing out of their hands. Second place for points is Brooks on the interior with 4. He also has 5 rebounds. 1 point for Wong, 2 points for Olaniil, and 4 points for Timberlake, 22 in total for the Miami Hurricanes. Rebounding for Miami, they have 15 total rebounds. Syracuse has 13. That is the one advantage for the Canes over the Orange, and that's been the fear all year, has been, can Syracuse rebound going into every game? And it was a fear again tonight. Syracuse down by 2 in the rebound category, and more offensive rebounds given up for Miami than you'd like if you're a Syracuse fan, but the Orange still have a 36-22 lead. Looking at Syracuse, leading the way is Joe Girard with 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, and he is 5 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3. Girard is playing simply lights out right now for Syracuse, leads the way with 15 points and really silencing the doubters that are saying that Girard shouldn't be the starting point guard right now for Syracuse. In second place for the Orange, it's Quincy Guerrier, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a block. Then you have Buddy Boeheim, 5 points and an assist. He's 1 for 2 from the three-point arc, 2 for 5 from the field. Jesse Edwards with 4 points, and he also has 5 rebounds. So Edwards matching his counterpart, playing in that 5 spot, which is Brooks on the other side. And then you have Kadary Richmond with 3 points tonight and 5 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 2 rebounds. So Kadary Richmond is playing some elite basketball as well. What a point guard. And I actually like right now having both both Girard and Kadary Richmond on the court if I'm a Syracuse fan, because those two are lighting it up, and the duo is really going well. And honestly, Alan Griffin hasn't been contributing much for Syracuse. He has 3 points so far on the night and a steal, and then Marek Dolezaj, 0 points. Hasn't played many minutes yet so far for the Orange, so we'll see how much that changes. The Orange are 50%, exactly 14 for 28 from the field, 5 for 12 from the three-point arc. That's 41.7%, and they're 75% from the free throw line, 3 for 4 to be exact. We'll take a quick break here on Orange Heat. We'll be back for the second half nonetheless. Syracuse going into the locker room with a 36-22 lead over the Miami Hurricanes. Welcome back here on Orange Heat. Giovanni Heater with you, and it's Syracuse and Miami going at it inside the Carrier Dome. The Orange with a big 36-22 lead over the Miami Hurricanes, coming into this game at 6-6 on the year, 2-5 in ACC conference play. Syracuse on the other side coming into this game with not necessarily the record the Orange fans would hoped, but 7-4, 1-3 in conference play. The one positive note, Syracuse rebounding the ball just a bit better tonight, still trailing in the rebounding category to Miami by 2. It's 15-13. Nonetheless, the Orange very much in this game and winning it. 36-22 is your score. 19:52 left on the clock as we begin the second half. Miami 20 seconds in the shot clock. Deep three here. Wong, top of the key. And that's a little bit of a wasted possession for Miami. Rebound Dolezaj. Gerard running the point now for Syracuse. Boeheim, Alan Griffin, top of the key. Lob to the inside and some miscommunication as he tried to hit Quincy Guerrier. Boeheim is livid right now. You saw him turn around and he signaled right to the bench. Boeheim almost lost his mind, and Alan Griffin actually called off the guards on Boeheim and said, "I got this, coach. Don't take me out. Don't take me out. Don't take me out." And he didn't. And Boeheim just lost his mind there. Steal for Dolezaj on the inside. A drive off to Griffin, who gets the deuce. And 38-22 is the lead for Syracuse as Dolezaj gets the steal. Griffin redeems himself with the bucket. And we've only played a minute here in the second half on Jim Boeheim's court. Isaiah Wong running the point on the other side for Miami. Here come the Hurricanes. Quincy Guerrier reaches out for a steal. Fast break, 3-on-2 for Syracuse. Guerrier left wing, a drive, gives it off to Buddy in the right wing. Three-pointer, and it's good! Buddy Boeheim from downtown, and the Orange pick up right where they left off. Timeout, Jim Larinaga. Syracuse leads it 41-22, 18:47 on the clock, and this team is shooting lights out the entire game as Jim Boeheim converses with Alan Griffin on the sideline. Looks like he's telling him to settle it down a little bit. Griffin tried to get excited, throw a lob to Guerrier. Guerrier wasn't looking for it. It was a turnover. You saw Boeheim instantly. I wish I could show it. He just turns right around so fast and points right at whoever was behind him. In fact, it was John Bolajak sitting behind him, which John Bolajak would not have come into the game. He just pointed at anybody and said, "Come in for Alan Griffin." And Griffin called it off and said, "I got this, coach." And indeed he did with a bucket right after that. So just love to see Boeheim animated, but the Orange are playing fantastic basketball inside the Dome tonight, both offensively and defensively. That's back-to-back steals for Syracuse, and they force a miss from Wong to start the half. Doesn't get any better than that. Syracuse leading this one by a big margin over the Hurricanes, and we've only played a minute and a half or so in the second. And the rebounding has been better for the Orange, as I had mentioned. That was the big fear, and it's large in part to what Jesse Edwards was able to do in the first half of action for Syracuse. 4 points, 4 rebounds, and he's going up against a very big guy on the inside in Brooks, who stands at 7 foot, 240 pounds compared to Jesse's 6'11", 215. But Edwards is holding his own. Now you see Dolezaj back in there at the 5, getting more involved, obviously, than he was in the first half. But this is a good game for Syracuse right now. They're scoring, they're playing defense, and Miami just simply has not had a response for them. Go ahead and leave some comments in the comment section. I'd love to address anything that you guys have to say, address anything during the timeouts, any questions. Just love to hear what you guys are thinking about this game. It's a good one, and Syracuse needed it, to say the least, after the struggles that we have seen in the last couple of games. They lost 2 in a row. They lost to North Carolina, then to Pittsburgh. They lost twice this season to Pitt, and they just barely beat Georgetown. They were 1 game away from losing what would have been 4 losses in a row. They've lost 3 of the last 4 contests, and they're responding here tonight. Definitely good to see. DJ just got some merch. Thank you so much, DJ. I appreciate it. And that's, I guess, the perfect time to bring it up. So thanks for the reminder. Go ahead and go to accessoryspot.com. That's XESSORYSPOT.com and pick up your very own Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt. Everything helps. It helps broaden the show. Everything like these nice new layouts and stuff you see now. It's all subscriptions and stuff. So all of it helps, and you get to support Orange Heat as well. So spread the word. Thank you so much. And again, you can get your very own Orange Heat shirt at accessoryspot.com. And we're back to basketball inside the Dome. Just 18 and a half minutes left to go. Not even a minute and a half, and Syracuse already had a big swing. Miami just trying to come up with a response. The Orange lead by almost 20, 19 to be exact, 41-22. Now we're down to 18 and a half to go. 10 seconds in the shot clock. On the inside, fighting for it this time is Brooks. Able to get there after a block from Quincy Guerrier. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Deep three-pointer is off the mark from the top of the key by the leading scorer, Isaiah Wong. And Syracuse is dominating this game in all facets of basketball. Dolezaj on the right wing. The Orange being patient with it. Alan Griffin on the left side, and he got that one poked away. Out of bounds it goes off the hands of Elijah Olenali. And that's been the one thing about Alan Griffin. What he has in his ball handling, there's a little bit to be desired. And he does get the ball poked away quite frequently. Boeheim a drive. Jump shot from the ACC logo off the front rim. But Guerrier puts it back with the slam. 21-point lead for Syracuse. 43-22. 17:47 left on the clock. And the Orange cannot miss right now. Wong has struggled tonight at the top for Miami. Lets a two-pointer fly off the back rim. Syracuse fighting for a rebound. It's off of Wong, and we will go the other way. Wong averaging 16 and a half points a game, leading the team. And tonight, 0 points so far for the Miami Hurricanes. It's large in part to why they trail Syracuse by 21 points with 17 and a half to go. Brooks checks out of the game. Now coming in his place will be Matthew Cross down low, 6'7", 225-pound freshman forward, also out of Brewster Academy, which is the same place that your man Buddy Boeheim and Kadary Richmond played. Quincy Guerrier a bucket, and the Orange lead big again, 45-22. It's all Syracuse. Plain and simple. Miami has not scored in the last 3 minutes since the half has opened. Kick to the right side. Cross able to save it from going out of bounds. Now it's the top of the key. And a drive. Back to Cross, right wing corner. Three-pointer from the top by Isaiah, and he hits. Finally, Isaiah Wong is on the scoreboard for the Hurricanes. It's a deep three, and he's 1 for 3 in the second half. Gerard a drive, and he lets a two-pointer go, feeling confident from the elbow. Off the rim, no good. And Syracuse leads by 20, 25-45 is your score. 16:42 left on the clock. Top of the key, three-pointer is off the rim, no good. Elijah Olenali couldn't get it to go. Rebound Guerrier, and Syracuse fostering a 20-point lead as Gerard goes down to literally fix his shoe. That's how confident this team's playing right now. Dolezaj on the right side for Syracuse. Back to Boeheim. Now it's left side, Guerrier backing down the defender. Anthony Walker on him. Deep three, Alan Griffin. Back rim, no good. Rebounded by Wong, and now Miami trying to push the tempo, but it's a 2-on-4 against Syracuse. Pass to the inside, and a foul on the floor. So Wong gets fouled by Buddy Boeheim. There will be no free throws. It is not a bonus situation just yet early on in the second half. And they will inbound. The man to inbound now will be Cameron McGusty, who's been quiet, and Jesse Edwards checking into the game for Syracuse. Syracuse's field goal defense is second in the ACC at 40%. I mean, they're playing really, really good defense this season. The problem in their Achilles heel has been rebounding and allowing second chance points, but man, Jesse Edwards has developed and is playing one great game. Checks in for Syracuse now in place of Alan Griffin. Kick out, left side three-pointer from McGusty, missed it all, and will stay on this end off the hands of Quincy Guerrier fighting for a board. But McGusty airballed it, and you have to think if the Syracuse student section was there, he would be getting an earful right now. Boeheim looks a little confused with his team. Never satisfied as Boeheim despite being up 20. Looks like a timeout is called, and it will be, I believe, a TV timeout. Syracuse with a 45-25 advantage over the Miami Hurricanes. Miami only 3 points so far in the second half. It was a deep three from Isaiah Wong, the leading scorer, and it was his only points so far tonight. The Orange, big lead over Miami. We'll take a quick break here on Orange Heat, just 30 seconds. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll be right back. Syracuse and Miami going at it in the Dome. Welcome back here on Orange Heat. I'm Giovanni Heater, your play-by-play commentator for the night, as always, in Syracuse with a 20-point lead over the Miami Hurricanes, and a much-needed stretch for Syracuse as they've struggled in the last two, falling to Pittsburgh and North Carolina, and they're really looking like a different team, and I think it can all be pointed in the direction of the fact that they have a center that is balling in Jesse Edwards. And is he being top-notch right now? Like, no. But he's playing better than he has in his entire career, and he's playing better than Syracuse has had a center all season. Now, I'm getting a message here, a comment, thoughts on Mahomes news. I'm not sure what the Mahomes news is. Obviously, I've been focused on the game. I'm going to type in ESPN right now and see if anything comes up. I'd love for you to comment what the news is, because I have not seen anything. And again, a big Bills fan right here, so any news on Patrick Mahomes is everything right now. So, DJ, go ahead and if you can, let me know what's going on with Patrick Mahomes. I'd love to hear it. And while we're at it, might as well talk some football. What a conference championship we have lined up in both the AFC and the NFC. It's really the best of the new era going at it against the best of the passing era. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, two of the best to ever do it, going at it in the NFC. And then you have both Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, two of the best of the new generation going at it. And Josh Allen has an opportunity to really prove himself at this point, because if he's able to beat Lamar Jackson, a former MVP, then if he's able to beat a current MVP in Patrick Mahomes, honestly hoping he plays because you want to see the best football possible. And then if he were to be able to beat another MVP in the legend Aaron Rodgers or in the legend Tom Brady, either or, Josh Allen cements himself as a superstar if the Bills can win a Super Bowl. So we'll see. DJ says he passed a major step into coming in the game. So great. You want to see the best football possible, plain and simple. We're back to basketball here inside the dome. It just wouldn't be the same if the Bills were to beat them without Patrick Mahomes. You want to see the best two teams go at it in the AFC in their full strength. So back to basketball, foul on the inside against Miami. It will go. A surprising call, an offensive foul down low. And it looks like the guilty man on this one, I'm not sure if they got Timberlake down low or if they ended up getting Brooks, if it was off the ball or on the ball, but nonetheless, Buddy Boeheim with it. Gerard now top of the key over to Dolezaj on the right wing. Gerard back with it at the top. Syracuse playing with a little bit more oomph, a little bit faster, a little more pep in their step. Gerard, a slinger to the inside. Quincy Guerrier, a pump fake, and then the easy two, and the Orange are rolling. A timeout cannot slow down this team right now. 47-25 is the lead for the Orange. 15 minutes left on the clock in the second half, and the Orange just trying to pull this thing out. A nice two there, a spin move, a drive, and a bucket from the charity stripe by Cameron McGusty. And that's a little bit of a response. Miami only 5 points since the second half has started 5 minutes ago. Guerrier has made 7 of his last 8 field goals. Gerard deep three left wing. Oh my goodness. Joe Girard is on fire tonight and silencing the doubters that said he should not be the starting point guard for Syracuse. Wow. Gerard is having himself one heck of a ball game. Deep three for Wong. Off the mark. Jesse Edwards with a big rebound there for the Orange. And finally, they have a center playing. Boeheim on the right wing. Thought about a three. Gives it back to Gerard at the top. Guerrier sets a screen. Gerard a drive. A dish to Edwards. Edwards goes to dunk it up. And he's fouled. So can't get the dunk to go. But his arms are slapped by Adebayo. And it looks like he'll shoot 2 from the charity stripe. That's interesting. His name is spelled different on the back of his jersey than it is on the roster. On the roster, it's Elijah Olenali, and on the back of his jersey, it says something completely different. So definitely interesting to say the least, looking at the proper roster. So I wonder which is, again, I did my research on Miami, and everything said the one way that it is in the roster, Olinali, including ESPN as well. But the jersey says a different name. So that's definitely interesting to say the least. Wong at the top of the key for Miami. Syracuse leads at 52-27, 14 minutes left to go. Matthew Cross with a pump fake, back to Wong at the top of the key. Now it's a left side. A drive and a floater is good. So a big play by Cameron McGusty again, and he's had back-to-back buckets for the Hurricanes. 52-29 is your score, 13:45 left on the clock. Girard deep three, pulling up off the screen, off the front rim, almost got the roof to blow off this place. 52-29, 13 and a half left. A drive and an offensive foul against the Canes. Joe Girard's able to soak it. It goes against Earl Timberlake, and I saw it the whole way. Timberlake went in with a fierce shoulder, and I'm sorry, you can't play it like a fullback. You have to play it like it's basketball, and Girard gets the feet set out of the restricted area, able to soak that one, and Syracuse limiting the turnover, 6 of them. Miami, 14. The Orange defense has been sensational here tonight, holding to Miami 29 points with under 13 and a half to go. Boeheim a drive. Boeheim puts up the floater. Boeheim off the glass, and Boeheim's got himself 2 more. 54-29 is the score. 13:08 and counting on the clock in the second half, and the Orange just simply cannot be stopped, and Miami simply cannot score. Jesse Edwards with a block, but they'll say it's a foul. It looked like a lot of ball to me. Can't wait to see the replay. Edwards went up on a driving Cameron McGusty, and wow, they really did that to Marek Dolezaj when they zoomed in and showed a picture of him and showing all of the contact he's drawn. They put the picture of him without the tooth in the game against Georgetown, and they're showing every time that Dolezaj has soaked a big hit, and it's happened a lot. And honestly, the weirdest thing about seeing that replay was seeing packed houses. You've almost grown accustomed to not seeing fans in the stands at games now, and it was just crazy to see them playing at Georgetown in front of a packed Verizon Center and playing at Duke in front of a packed Cameron Indoor Stadium and in the Dome in front of a packed crowd. And that was a little, it makes you a little bit nostalgic, to say the least. 54-31 is the lead for Syracuse after the free throws. 12:55 to go in the second half. The Orange trying to hang on. They lead it by a big margin here, 23 to be exact. Girard a drive, tightly contested, 2 off the window and good. The Orange, man, this offense has played explosive, and they have not missed. 56-31, 12 and a half to play. Wong at the top, gives it off. Matthew Cross, 3 from the right wing, off the rim, no good. Boeheim rebound, and Syracuse has also been rebounding the ball extremely well. Boeheim a crossover, thought about a drive, but decides to pull it back out, calling for an isolation. Here's Boeheim, pull up from the right elbow. Nothing but net for Buddy Boeheim, the bucket and the foul. Oh my goodness. Buddy Buckets is playing one heck of a game tonight. So is Girard. So is Guerrier, Dolezaj, Jesse Edward. The entire team is connecting right now for Syracuse. Boeheim's got 12 points. He's 2 for 3 from the three-point arc tonight. That's been his best performance, but he's also done a lot driving inside the paint as well, and he has that pretty stroke from the elbow, which he's truly developed, especially with that spin move. Once in a while, you'll see too. Boeheim's free throw is good. The three-point play is converted upon, and the and one. 59-31 is your score. 12-10 left in the second half, and the Orange truly running away with this thing. Matthew Cross, top of the key. Wong, deep 3, and it's off the rim. No good. Wong just cannot hit. He's 1 for 7 from the three-point arc tonight. Jesse Edwards takes a hit on the rebound, and he falls down to the ground. That's a long way to fall when you stand at 6'11". And it looks like Jim Larinaga takes another timeout. 12 minutes on the clock. 59-31 is the lead for Syracuse as they take a break inside the Carrier Dome. We'll do the same. We'll be back in just about 30 seconds. The Orange lead it big over the Hurricanes. Welcome back here on Orange Heat. Giovanni Heater with you as always, and thank you so much for the support. Go ahead to accessoryspot.com. That's accessoryspot.com, and go ahead and pick up your very own Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt. Again, everything helps as we're able to expand upon everything we do here. So thank you so much for the support as always. Go ahead and pick up your Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt at accessoryspot.com. That's accessoryspot.com. So again, back to Patrick Mahomes. He has passed concussion protocol tests, so that's good news. Again, I want to find more information about that. And then you see Antonio Brown with no injury. Also very good news for the Buccaneers. Looked like he was hobbling around, wasn't very effective in the divisional round against the Saints. Definitely sustained something. Clearly that was just a one-day thing or not going to affect Sunday's play against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. So good news for both because, again, I just want to see the best football possible. I'm a Bills fan, but as much as it would give the Bills the advantage, you want to see them play against the best, and Patrick Mahomes is the best to do it right now. So go ahead and check out the new show, radio style, every weeknight, except tonight, except nights when there's a Syracuse game to call, obviously, but every weeknight, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I hop on here and talk everything in the sports world. Had a great show last night breaking down the divisional round games. And then we also talked a lot about the Deshaun Watson situation with the Houston Texans and his departure and everything like that. So go ahead and check that out. Everything sports. It's a sports talk radio show. It's called Sports Talk Live on Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater. And it's streaming every single weeknight from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So hope to see you there tomorrow as we're talking lots of things. And we're going to give our top 5 possible destinations for Deshaun Watson next season, amongst much more, as we preview the NFC and AFC championship games for this weekend. So we'll see you there tomorrow on Sports Talk Live via Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater. Thoughts on Gonzaga? Well, they're probably the best team in the country right now, and they're playing some fantastic basketball, and they got to be a front runner for the national championship, plain and simple. But we're back to basketball here inside the Dome. Syracuse, a massive lead over the Miami Hurricanes, 59-31 with just under 12 minutes to go. Syracuse points off turnovers, 22. Miami, 2. And that's a big part of why Syracuse holds a massive lead. Lob to the inside, and it's off the fingertips of Dolezaj. They'll stay on this end. Dolezaj really should have just let it go and boxed out the defender. Not sure what the Canes were looking for there as Earl Timberlake threw one to the middle. But nonetheless, they have it back with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Drive by Cross, and it's a three-pointer off the mark by McGluster and off the hands on the inside of Najir Brooks, and we'll head to the other end. 59-31 is the lead for Syracuse. 11:37 left to go here on the clock, and it continues to wind. The Orange will take their time, I'm sure, but still not taking the foot off the pedal. Guerrier, spin move, lost control of the ball. Both teams diving for it. The Orange have it. Three-pointer, Buddy Boeheim, off the back rim and out. Wong gets a rebound, and it's a fast break here. Girard chasing him down, but Wong's able to get the 2. So he stretched out for a rebound, and it was a quick transition bucket for Miami. Nonetheless, the Orange still have a massive lead. 59-33 is the score. 11:08 to go. Here comes Syracuse. Dolezaj top of the key. Back to Boeheim left side. Boeheim now a drive. Pull up from the free throw line. Nothing but net. Buddy Bullseye is unconscious. And the thing about it is the timeouts have not stopped Syracuse. They are hot. And the momentum has not shifted at all in this game. The Orange controlling it right from the tip. McGluster, a deep 3, and he connects. And the Hurricanes needed that one badly. 36 points is what the Orange have held them to with 10:35 left in this game. 61-36 is your score. Girard fade away 2, off the mark. Dolezaj, a tough rebound, trying to go back up with it. He's blocked, wanted the foul, doesn't get it. Wong in transition. Wong a crossover on Boeheim, off the mark, but he is fouled by Jesse Edwards, who was chasing it down. So Isaiah Wong will likely shoot 2 from the charity stripe. 61-36 is your score. Wow, can you tell that I can't read, apparently. 10:22 left to go here on the clock in the second half. The Orange lead it big as Wong heads to the free throw line. First free throw is up and good. So 61-37 now the lead for Syracuse. 10:22 left to go. And here's Wong once more. Free throws up and good. 61-38 is the lead for the Orange. 10:22 on the clock, as I mentioned. And Girard taking it up the court for Syracuse. The man guarding him is Earl Timberlake for Miami. And Timberlake commits a foul against Girard. I'm sure they wish they have that one back. That means the Orange are that much closer to being in the bonus. Miami with 4 fouls tonight. Syracuse with just 3. 4 fouls in the second half, I should say. Girard on the left wing. Boeheim top of the key. Thought about a 3, but had a hand in his face from McGluster. Right wing Guerrier gives it off to Girard. Girard pulls up from 3, off the back rim and out. McGluster a rebound, and here's Matthew Cross on the right side. Back to Wong, top of the key. Wong a crossover on Boeheim. A drive, and what a bucket. Oh my goodness. Isaiah Wong, the crossover, the highly contested layup, the bucket, and the foul, and one from Isaiah Wong. That's one of the best plays we've seen tonight. And the foul goes against Jesse Edwards as Wong doing everything he can to try and keep the Canes in this game. Down 21 with 9:51 to go here. Timeout on the floor for Miami by Jim Larinaga. And when we come back, he will shoot a free throw to try and make it a 20-point game. But the Orange still with a large lead over Miami, and they simply cannot be stopped scoring the basketball. We'll take a quick break here on Orange Heat. And we'll see you in 30 seconds. The Orange, 21-point lead over Miami. Welcome back here on Orange Sheet. Giovanni Heater with you, play-by-play commentator for tonight. Without Kyle Marshak tonight, missing my broadcast partner. He is at work, of course. Got to make that paycheck. Definitely understand, but always missing him. It's just a blast to do it together. Wong's free throw is off the mark, front rim and out. And it's Dolezaj that pulls down the rebound. Kaderi Richmond in the game now for Syracuse. Girard on the left wing. Moving quickly are the Orange, still not taking their foot off the gas. Explosive here. Jesse Edwards pulled out of the game with 4 fouls. He's getting the most minutes he's had all season, and he's been terrific. Gary on the inside, going up over the defender, and he lost control of the ball. Out of bounds, it will go. Syracuse, I believe, will keep the possession, but only 6 seconds left on the shot clock for the Orange. This is Jim Larinaga. Jim Boeheim's twin doesn't look too happy on the Miami side. And how could you when you're down 21 points to the Orange? Kaderi Richmond an inbound over to Guerrier on the right side. Boeheim top of the key. Back to Girard. Girard step back. 3-pointer. Highly contested. And Joe Girard hits. What a game from Joey G III tonight. 64-40 is the lead. Girard has 23 points so far in this event. And it's his season high. Again, just continuing to silence the doubters, saying he doesn't belong in the starting lineup. Incredible play out of Joe Girard. The Orange lead it by 24 points. 9:10 left to go here in the ball game, and time is running out if you are the Miami Hurricanes. What a bucket out of Joe Girard. Wong deep 3 from the top of the key, and that one connects as well. Back to a 21-point game. Isaiah Wong putting the team on his shoulders, but is it too little too late is the question with 8:50 left to go. Boeheim with it on the right side for Syracuse, and now they begin to slow things down just a little bit here with Richmond running the point and Girard playing as a guard, and then Boeheim's playing the 3. Boeheim fade away from the left elbow, and wow. Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard, arguably the best backcourt in college basketball, or at least the ACC coming into this season, cannot be stopped. And they're playing fantastic hoops right now inside the Dome tonight. Drive for the Canes, off the mark. Rebound to Girard, and Syracuse goes up the floor with it. It was Earl Timberlake who couldn't hit. Boeheim deep three. Front rim, no good. Dolajai, a tough rebound. Back to Boeheim. Wide open three. And the second time he hits, Buddy Boeheim, unconscious tonight. 69-43 is the lead for Syracuse. 7:52 to go. And the Orange looking a lot like what they did against Boston College earlier this year, but a big three from downtown for the Miami Hurricanes. And who else? The leading scorer, Isaiah Wong. 69-46 and a timeout on the floor for Jim Larinaga. How about Buddy Boeheim? Back-to-back buckets. And Girard hit a deep one right before it from downtown as well. Timeout on the floor, and Syracuse with a big lead over Miami inside the Dome. And Syracuse needed this. The Orange definitely needed this confidence booster coming off of 2 road losses back at home. DJ says, decided on college yet? Not yet. It's between, I've been accepted to Arizona State and Oswego so far. Actually just got accepted to Arizona State today, so very cool, in their sports journalism program. One of the best broadcasting schools for sports broadcasters out there. And then my top 3 are Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and Arizona State. I won't hear from from Virginia Tech until February, and Syracuse till March. I withdrew my early decision to Syracuse just to keep the options open and made it regular decision. I'm going down to Virginia to visit Virginia Tech in February, which I'm excited about because I have not seen friends or family and left my house pretty much in about 2 months just to, do our part. So to get out will be nice for sure. And to go see that campus will be incredible. And probably going to have a decision about, I'd say probably about March. Late March would probably be when that would come out. I'm just really excited and humbled by it all. Really excited for where college will take me, and I just want to continue the broadcasting career at the next level, and I want to do it at one of the 3 best places I believe to do it, and that's Syracuse, Arizona State, or Virginia Tech. So, I'm just really excited for it. I definitely have, a front runner in my head, actually by quite a big margin, but I'll keep that private for now, and we'll see where the next couple months brings me. But yes, those are my top 3, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and Arizona State, in no particular order that is. And I have a favorite for sure. But I guess that's for me to know and you guys to wonder, but I like the question, DJ. DJ got into Oswego as well. Congrats, man. Awesome. Fantastic broadcasting school locally. And I know you're going for finance. Also really, really good for that as well. So congrats on that, DJ. Great school. And I know you have some other big ones on your list. So just keep working hard, and I'm proud of you, man. You deserve it. You work very hard. So that's awesome. The Orange with a big lead over Miami inside the Dome, and the game's still at a TV timeout. But Joe Girard is unconscious right now for Syracuse, and Buddy Boeheim is doing the same. The Orange with a huge lead over Miami, and it's not even close. And the Orange have not taken their foot off the gas. Boeheim's all smiles. 69-46 is the lead inside the Dome with 7:47 left on the clock. And taking a look at some of the point totals here, Guerrier's got 12, 6 rebounds, so I'm not sure if he'll get his double-double tonight. Joe Girard's got 23. It's a season high for him. Also has 3 assists and a rebound. Boeheim's got 17 with 3 assists and a rebound as well. Those two are playing lights out. The Orange, 66 total points. Edwards has been great for Syracuse at the center spot, 6 points and 6 rebounds, but now with 4 fouls. A lob to the inside. Guerrier tries to dunk it home, gets blocked, but fouled as well. So Guerrier will shoot 2. Miami in a full court press. That's why the Orange were able to get that up the court quickly and push the tempo a little bit. So Miami trying to do everything they can with this full court press. And Guerrier will shoot 2 from the free throw line. Valiant effort to come in and swat it away for the Canes by Elijah Olenali, but nonetheless, Guerrier is fouled, and his first free throw is nothing but net. McGusty comes out of the game for Miami as they'll make some personnel changes. Alan Griffin still on the bench, hasn't been on the court and quite a bit for the Orange. And Alan Griffin, only 5 points so far tonight. Guerrier goes 2 for 2 from the line. 71-46 is the lead for Syracuse. 7.5 minutes to go here inside the Carrier Dome, and the Orange are hot. Sharing the ball well, though, are the Canes, and Isaiah Wong has been the only thing that's kept Miami from losing by 40 at this point. Wong, a three-pointer from the top, off the front rim, no good. Rebound, Dolezaj, up to Girard, and the Orange still not taking their foot off, moving quickly. Boeheim with a pump fake and a drive. Boeheim, back to Kadary Richmond, top of the key. Thought about a three, decided that's not his strong suit, and pulled it back out. 16 seconds on the shot clock for Syracuse. Richmond, a drive off of a screen from Guerrier. Inside to Guerrier, and Guerrier rocks the rim. Kadary Richmond to Quincy Guerrier, and the lead now 73-46 with 6:50 on the clock. Wow, this team is dynamic offensively, and that was a big dunk to take the rim off the hoop for Guerrier. And now Miami with the response doing a little bit of the same. It's Nazir Brooks with the slam on the interior. Miami in a press. Syracuse gets it up the court quick to Boeheim, and now they settle things down again with Girard. Richmond on the right side, 6.5 minutes to go. I really like when Kadary and Girard are on the court together. Boeheim thought about a three. Defender closed out, and a defender closes out again here. What a play for the Canes by Harlan Beverly. And it's Beverly trying to go up with it, and he'll be fouled by Merrick Dolezaj. He chased it down on the left side off the pass, a lazy pass by the Orange, closed out on it, tipped it away, tried to get a fast break, had to dive out of bounds and throw the ball behind his back. Miami was able to get there, get it to Beverly on the inside, and he couldn't get the bucket, but he did get fouled by Dolezaj, who now has 4. 73-48 is the score for Syracuse. It remains as Beverly misses the first free throw, hits the second. 73-49, 6:11 left to go here on the clock, and the Orange with a massive lead. Inbound up to Boeheim, now up to Girard, and the Orange a 1-on-3 as Girard pulls it back out. Miami's press has been essentially ineffective against Syracuse so far. Girard tightly contested. Guerrier comes up to set the screen. Girard over to Boeheim on the left side. Boeheim back to Girard. Girard a pump fake and a drive. Girard off the window. Almost got it. That would have been one heck of a bucket if he could hit. Isaiah Wong the rebound, and here he comes on the other end for Miami. Lost control of it. Able to recuperate on the left wing. Now a drive again. Kick to Beverly on the inside. Beverly can't get it to go. Now he gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Dolezaj has to play extremely complacent down low. Doesn't want his 5th foul with 5.5 left to go. The Orange get it up the court once again and slow it down. Richmond top of the key. 73-51. Approaching 5 minutes left in the ball game. And it's Guerrier slamming it home again off the feed of Kadary Richmond. That's what Miami's giving them, and the Orange are taking it with ease. Richmond, 8 assists so far tonight, and it's a career high for the freshman out of Brewster Academy. Three-pointer for Wong off the mark. Rebound Guerrier over to Richmond, and here we go. 75-51, 4:46 left. Richmond a spin move. Richmond a dice and a 2. Kadary Richmond is lighting it up, and every single person on the Syracuse uniform tonight, besides maybe Alan Griffin, has gotten hot on the floor. Absolutely incredible performance by the Orange tonight, both offensively and defensively. Larrañaga calls a timeout, and with 4.5 to go, the Orange with a massive lead. As they take a look at the many masks of Boeheim so far this year, you saw the Syracuse very nice Gator mask. Then you saw the plain doctor mask. Then you saw the Syracuse design mask with the face shield. Then you saw the doctor mask with the face shield. And now the new thing for Boeheim through the last bunch, because of his nasal problems, so to speak, he goes with a clear shield with foam padding over the mouth. So the many masks of Boeheim, and it doesn't cover his nose. And he said he takes it off when he needs to talk to the team or talk to anybody. So essentially it's ineffective, but he's wearing it so he doesn't get fined. And not that he doesn't take it seriously, but he takes it off when he's talking and it doesn't cover his nose. And It's not the best look to say the least. 4.5 to play. Syracuse leads it 77-51 over Miami. And they just continue to put points on the scoreboard. Boeheim takes a seat on the bench as he awaits to see how his team will close out this game. Have to keep your foot on the pedal. Can't feel comfortable yet. Still 4.5 to play despite a massive lead by 26. Miami ball as they inbound to Harlan Beverly, 6'5", 185-pound guard. Beverly at the top of the key. Left side. Pump fake and a drive by Anthony, and he's able to get it to go. 77-53 now the score. Syracuse to inbound. Up to Girard. And finally, they'll settle things back down once again. Girard and Richmond just passing it back and forth at the top of the key. Under 4 minutes to play inside the dome. Syracuse 77-53 lead. Buddy Boeheim, a three from the left corner. Off the mark, Guerrier offensive rebound. Girard lets one fly after a pump fake, and it looks just about the same as Buddy's did. No good. Girard streaking out. What a save and a steal by Joe Girard. Putting it all out there despite a huge advantage. Oh my goodness, Joey G. That's a hustle play at its finest. Girard reaches after a pass up the court, tips it away, then dives at it out of bounds, swings it behind his back, and it goes in the books as a steal for Joe Girard. Incredible. 3:19 left to go. The Orange have the ball in a big lead. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Girard a drive, kick out, Boeheim deep three, and he strikes. Nothing but net for Buddy Bullseye. 80-53 is the score. 3:05 on the clock, and the Orange are balling. Swinging it around are the Miami Hurricanes, and no momentum going for them whatsoever. Olinali coughs it up, and it's Kadary Richmond with his 9th steal of the game. Girard with it at the top of the key, and now Boeheim starting to send in the subs, as you'll see Woody Newton take the court in a couple minutes here. Next dead ball, you'll see Woody Newton in the ball game. Wasting time are the Orange. 10 seconds now in the shot clock. Dolezaj comes to set a screen for Girard. Girard trips on his own foot, still able to corral the ball, and we'll get a jump as Matthew Cross comes in to tie up with Girard. Girard hit the deck pretty hard, but his teammates helping him up. Dolezaj laughing, and so is Joey G, so makes you think everything's A-okay, but what a game for Joe so far tonight, as it looks like we'll get some substitutions and a timeout for TV purposes on the floor. Under 2.5 to go. The Orange with a big lead over the Miami Hurricanes. We'll be right back in just 30 seconds, and we'll see then as we close out the game, and then we bring you our post-game coverage. Syracuse and Miami. It's a good one if you're a Syracuse fan inside the Dome. Welcome back here on Orange Heat. Giovanni Heater with you. And go ahead and head to accessoryspot.com, accessoryspot.com, and pick up your very own Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt. Every bit helps as far as bringing the best broadcast possible and continuing to expand on not only coverage, but just quality of broadcast. You see the big upgrades lately in the last couple of games with everything we're able to do with this new service, and it's all because of the support. So thank you so much, and go ahead to accessoryspot.com and get yourself an Orange Heat t-shirt. Buddy Bullseye, yeah, I cannot take credit for that. I cannot take credit for that nickname. I'm pretty sure it originates from the stadium announcer at the Dome, actually coming up with that one when Buddy is consistent from downtown. He'll say Buddy Bullseye. I came up with Buddy Buckets. I can take credit from that, but I did not come up with Buddy Bullseye. So thank you to the stadium announcer at the Dome. Syracuse, a massive lead over Miami right now, and they just simply can't miss. Miami can't come up with any kind of stops against the Orange, and the defense for Syracuse has really been lights out, forcing Miami to do exactly what you want them to do in the 2-3 zone, forcing them to shoot deep three-pointers. And Miami, quite frankly, hasn't hit enough to be relevant in this game. They've hit a couple, especially down the stretch of the second half, trying to get their way back into this game, but not nearly enough. And the defense from Syracuse has been suffocating at times for this Miami offense. 80-53 is your score with 2:22 left on the clock in the second half. And Syracuse, looking at some of their point leaders, Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard each have 23 points apiece. Joey has 4 assists. Buddy has 3. Joe also has a steal and only 1 turnover as well as 2 rebounds. So Joe is playing lights out, proving that he deserves to be a starter tonight. He's not only shooting the ball well, but he's getting inside and he's giving the ball to his teammates, also creating defense. So I really like this matchup that we're seeing a lot when Girard and Kaderi are on the court together. And that usually means Alan Griffin's not in the game. So yes, Alan's a little off tonight and just not as involved as typical. Dolezaj also doesn't have any points, but a defensive presence as we're back to basketball, 2:15 on the clock. 80-53 is the lead for Syracuse. A sling to the inside and a tough bucket rolls around, no good. Anthony couldn't get it to fall. Anthony Walker tried to hit that one home, and it was rebounded by the Orange. Kaderi Richmond now running it for Syracuse. Jesse Edwards back into the game with 4 fouls. Robert Braswell checks in at the forward spot as well. Braswell, corner 3, left side, off the front rim, no good. Edwards couldn't corral the board, but it does go off the hands of Timberlake and will stay on this end. 1:49 left to go in the second half. 80-53 is the lead for Syracuse. They lead it by nearly 30 points. Kaderi Richmond to inbound with a fresh 20-second shot clock. That's just 20 more seconds. The Orange can bleed off this one. Edwards, a spin move, tries to get the 2, gets his own miss and puts it up and in. He'll also be fouled on the floor. They wave off the bucket, but they are in the bonus. So they'll say he was fouled before putting up the shot. 1:45 left. Edwards has a chance at 2, just a single bonus. So it'll be a 1-for-1 from the charity stripe. Edwards' first free throw is good. And Jesse Edwards has had himself a fantastic basketball game tonight. Part of the reason of Syracuse's success is they have a center tonight. And I love Dolezaj, but he's a forward. Edwards, 7 points, 6 rebounds, second free throw off the mark. 81-53 remains the score. 1:42 left to go here in the ball game. Timberlake running the point now for Miami. Wong not in the contest at the moment. Timberlake top of the key. A drive, try to give it off. A steal for the Orange. Richmond's going to have a solo jam, and he takes the rim off the hoop. Kaderi Richmond slams it home off the fast break points, and the Orange up to a 30-point lead. 1:22 on the clock. Boeheim calls a timeout to get the subs in, and that's all she wrote. They say it's not over till the fat lady's singing, but the fat lady started singing before halftime inside the Dome. Miami didn't even have a chance to come back in. Now you see some of the walk-ons in the game, and that's it. That'll do it here. Miami gets another bucket, and it's Timberlake with the finger roll. 83-55. Under a minute to go inside the Dome. All new faces on the court for Syracuse right now, as you'd love to see a couple of the walk-ons get a bucket. They're moving so fast, trying to get some names. Chris Lavelle is running the point for Syracuse. Freshman for the Orange. Off to Jesse Edwards. Edwards with a drive. Edwards tries to get a bucket up and good. Lavelle tried to come in and get the putback, and off the mark it went. Still 83-55. Now down to 35 seconds left. Timberlake, a floater. Back rim and out. Rebound for Syracuse. And they're going to keep trying to score here. You got to love it. You got to love it. They don't get into the game very much. Back to Edwards. Edwards doing some work. Going in. Doesn't get fouled. Now a steal for Lavelle, but instead Miami takes it back. They'll go down 16 seconds. Lob to the inside. Anthony Walker His layup is good. 83-57 is the lead for Syracuse. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Syracuse with a massive win at home. Very much needed by this team. 83-57 inside the Carrier Dome, and it doesn't get any better. The offense was fantastic for Syracuse tonight. The defense was lights out as well, and they were just the better basketball team. And there's a lot of bright spots to what happened here tonight. So here comes the post-game coverage, and we'll first take a look at what the takeaways are. And I think the biggest thing has to be Jesse Edwards stepping up and playing really good basketball at the center spot tonight. And you could make the argument that Miami's not a great team, but they have two big guys down low, one at 6'11", and then they have Brooks down there, who I've mentioned many times tonight, 240 pounds and a 7-foot center going up against Jesse Edwards. And Edwards really shut him down and played fantastic basketball. Proved tonight that he can be a contributor on this team. Played the best we've seen him play in his entire career. What a night for Jesse Edwards. Syracuse also shot lights out. Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard were back, so to speak, because they haven't been fantastic the last couple of games. You typically see Guerrier and Alan Griffin leading the way, but tonight it was all Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard. Let's take a look at some of the stats here in this ballgame. First for Miami, leading the way, it was Isaiah Wong getting exactly what he averages. Averages 16.5 points. He comes out with 16 points despite having 0 points going into the second half. Anthony Walker had 11. Brooks had 6 down low, 3 for Beverly, 4 for Olaniel, and then 9 for McGusty and 4 for Timberlake. Adds up to 40 or 53 points. Syracuse forced them to 16 total turnovers as a team, 27 rebounds, 20 for 53 from the field. That's 37%. That's great defense from the Orange, and 16%, 4 for 25 from beyond the arc. Absolutely incredible defensive performance for Syracuse when you look at the numbers for this Miami offense. Looking at the rebounds for Syracuse, again, Miami had 27 total rebounds. Syracuse tied it with 27, and that's improvement considering they've struggled significantly leading up to this ball game. For Syracuse, the scorers, it was Buddy Boeheim and Joe Girard, 23 apiece. Girard goes 8 for 15 from the field, 5 for 9 from beyond the arc. Boeheim goes 9 for 16 from the field, 4 for 8 from beyond the arc. Rebounding-wise, Girard had 2. Boeheim had 1. Girard had 4 assists. Boeheim had 3. And Girard also had a steal. Great game out of those two. Obviously, 23, that's a season high for Joe Girard. Guerrier had 18 points and 8 rebounds, this close to another double-double. 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Alan Griffin had 5 points. Dolezaj was held scoreless. Jesse Edwards had 7. He also had 6 rebounds. And Kadarius Richmond had 5 points, a block, 4 steals, and 8 assists, which is a season high and a career high for Kadarius Richmond. Fantastic game out of Syracuse. No other way to put it. Thank you so much for being here tonight. That's going to conclude our broadcast of Syracuse basketball against Miami inside the Dome tonight. Go ahead and go over to accessoryspot.com. That's XESSORYSPOT.com and pick up your very own Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater t-shirt. Thank you so much for the support. As always, you can go ahead and find the social medias at Geo Heater on Twitter, at Giovanni Heater on Instagram, Giovanni Heater on Facebook, and the Orange Heat with Giovanni Heater Facebook page. Next up for Syracuse, it'll be Saturday inside the Dome against Virginia Tech. Can't wait to call that one, as those are really two of my top 2 schools, top 3 schools, I should say, going into making a decision for college. So that'll be very interesting. And I've been watching a lot of Hokies basketball. I can tell you they are very, very good. And they have a guy that can play down low in Keve Aluma. So it's going to be a tough matchup for Syracuse. They're ranked 16th in the country, so a big opportunity for Syracuse and a big one for Virginia Tech as well. Can't wait for that on Saturday. Leading up to that, you can watch Sports Talk Live on Orange Heat every weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. We'll be right back at it tomorrow night from 6 to 7. And then again on Thursday and Friday, talking all things going on in the sports world. Really going to focus on the NFL going on with the AFC and NFC championship games, as well as the Deshaun Watson trade situation, the story of the offseason. We're going to give my top 5 predictions, or not necessarily predictions, but best landing spots for Deshaun Watson to be, and teams that would benefit from that. And then also we're going to talk a lot about the coaching carousel and so much more. So thanks so much, as always. Your final score tonight from inside the dome: Syracuse, a big win over the Miami Hurricanes. And it is ESPN's refreshing, and I literally forgot to score. Unbelievable. I fail at my job. I really do. 83-57 is your final score. Syracuse over Miami.